For the earlier stage leaders in our audience, what advice do you have for them about leadership and how to develop as a better leader?
First of all, just for anyone working, just be great at what you do. Just understand the basics, understand your material, don't make silly mistakes. Because, one is it's great grounding and you need that credibility that not only do you get stuff done, but it gets done well, and build that as part of your brand. The other thing I would say is in an organization, I call it be very front-footed, embrace challenges, look for opportunities. Be proactive. Don't wait for assignments to come your way. Look for opportunities that you can exploit or problems that you see needing to get fixed. Be the solution-oriented person who tries to fix things, not the person who sits in the hallway and, throws stones at, and likes to gossip about the latest problems in the company. But be the solution-oriented person who's trying to fix things and make things better. I would also say, as hard as it is, embrace feedback. If you want to be a leader, you have to be great. And the way you get great, it's like if you're in a sport, you need coaching. You need people to tell you, that you didn't do something quite well and you need to do it better. And don't take it personally. It's no more personal than, when you did gymnastics and you forgot to point your toes, just try to be better. And even if you think that the feedback is wrong, there's a saying, perception is reality. Like, whether it's right or wrong, that was the other person's perception, and you have to recognize that and try to make that better. And when things go wrong, even if it didn't involve you, take a moment and think about, did I contribute to that? What did I do that might have contributed to that issue that I could do differently? And it's that sense of personal accountability. But if you really want to get better, you just have to embrace these things. Take risks. Don't be afraid. I mean, I'm not sure that you need to take as many risks as I did in my career. I took a lot of left turns. I was an actuary, and then I decided to go to Wall Street, and then I went to New York, and then I went to Microsoft. It all paid off. But I think that sometimes going off the path can be useful. If something seems like a good idea to you, sometimes, just take a right turn and go do it. That's how you learn new things, how you develop and you meet people. And then, the final thing I would say is, never forget that people are just, it's the center for everything. It's the reason for everything. First of all, if you want to be a leader, you need to be an attractor of talent. You want the best people to work for you. And the way that they're going to want to work for you is that you're going to make them better. They're going to learn from you.